Okay, y'all got questions, I got answers. Here we go. This is a frequently asked question on my page about the new age of relationships. Now, I understand times are changing, but that don't mean they have to. Somebody asked me yesterday, day before. They said, Zach, I said yes. They said, how come relationships these days don't last the way that our grandparents' relationships did? Well, I said, well, that's a real easy question to answer, and I just so happen to have that answer right here. It's a new day and time, and people in today's society believe that they are entitled to something. Let me paint you a picture real quick, okay? Back in the day, man and woman got together, knew each other for a little while, got married, had a baby. That's what you did. Now, in that agreement, the woman is agreeing to be that man's woman, and the man's agreeing to be that woman's man. That used to hold a lot of credit. It don't hold shit no more. Back in them days, your man was the head of the household. What he said went. I'm not saying women can't have an opinion. That is the opposite of what I'm saying. I believe a woman is entitled to the same amount of opinions as a man does. But the woman also knew her place. While the man was the iron fist, made sure it had a roof over everybody's head and food on the table, the woman was a caregiver. She made sure everybody was taken care of, made sure everybody felt loved, made sure it was a home, and made sure that the family was close-knit. I'll give you a perfect example of, as I'm getting older, how I'm starting to realize that all the things that I thought was right ain't right. We were sitting at Thanksgiving dinner one year. We were sitting down there at the table. Nanny, which is my grandma, she always fixes everybody's plates. She's just how she is. That's what she likes to do, and what Nanny wants, Nanny gets, because I ain't getting on her bad side. Well, Papa's sitting down there at the end of the table. Nanny sits on the other end of the table. Why? Because they put in their time and they got the most respect out of the family, so they can sit where the hell they want to. On two separate ends of the table. Now, the sweet tea is in the pitcher and about 3/4 of the table toward my Papa. Well, my Papa got done eating with one plate, and he reached up there, gave some more tater salad and a little bit more dressing. Looked across the table, picked up his glass, shook his glass, said, "Need a little bit more tea here, Nita." My grandma got up from her plate where she was eating Thanksgiving dinner, walked down there, grabbed that pitcher, which he could have reached, and poured my Papa a glass of tea. Now, in my mind, I'm sitting there, and I'm 13, 14 years old at this time, and I'm looking at him like, you lazy son of a bitch. You could have got your own damn tea. You don't need to make her get up and come do that. But I happened to notice on the way back to her end of the table that she was smiling. I asked myself, I said, now why would she be smiling over something that small? I can tell you why. Because in her mind, she just took care of her man. She wanted to go pour that man's tea because that man worked his ass off day in and day out for her to provide for her and give her things that she never would have thought had been possible. And she was so grateful for that just the smallest little action of getting up and go pouring him a glass of tea made her feel good. And my grandpa knew that. He knew that made her feel good. That's why he asked her to do that, because I asked him years later. The difference between their time that they grew up and the time that we grew up is all this equality bullshit. And I'm not saying that women can't be equal to men. I'm 100% for that. There's stronger women out there than I know to men. You show me a damn woman who's raising kids by herself, ain't got a man in their life, that is the definition of strong. The definition. A woman who's raising kids with no outside help, who gets up in the morning and grinds her ass off and takes care of her youngins and still gets them to damn cheerleading and baseball practice on time, that is the absolute definition of strong. You open up a dictionary, boom, strong. Picture of a woman, right there. But the damn difference of the time is that back in them days, if they had problems with something, they didn't throw it away and go get them another one. They fixed it. Now, I hope that answers y'all's question about what the difference of today's relationships and the old ones are. And that's the reason the old ones last and today's kind of feather out. There's no pride in taking care of each other anymore. And I get faulted for it all the time that I'm not in this new age shit. I believe in doing shit the old way. I believe the man needs to get up in the morning, put his work boots on, grind all day, come home to a hot cooked meal, and tell his woman how much he loves her. That's the way it's supposed to be. Who, in my opinion, don't mean nothing to nobody but me. But that's enough for me. Shit.